The Brad Johnson Show. I'm turning losers like you into winners like me. You're about to enter the winning zone. Hello and welcome to the Brad Johnson Show. It is your solo host all by himself. Brad Johnson here doing the podcast amazingly, as usual, as I always do. Today, man, I tell you, doing this one episode a week is just, man, there's just not enough amazingness, or not enough, there's too much amazingness to fit into just one episode per week is what I'm saying, people. So that's why I want to give you another sample of the course, and that is what you're getting today. This is a sample of one of the episodes that is in the course. You're only getting a little taste of it, though. Okay, the rest of the episode goes into the real, the real, depth of the subject and the topic, and you can't get that unless you sign up and buy the Brad Johnson course. Now, if you do that, you're asking, well, why would I want to do that? Well, I'll give you at least two, maybe even three, maybe even two reasons that you should do that. So first of all, is because it's amazing, okay? It's a video course of me giving you instruction on how to be more #winnerly. What more could you ask for? But if you do need more, here, number two is the fact that the proceeds will go toward, maybe hiring another assistant to the host. Not that I really need them. I can totally handle this. It's just as far as one episode a week and all that sort of thing. So that's probably the third reason, is that if you buy the course, we will be able to go back to 2 episodes a week, which is what I want to do, obviously, because, like I said, there's just too much awesomeness that I have to share with you that I can't get out of my mouth in the time of one episode. So with that being said, here's a little sample of the course, and then I will catch you on the flip side. Why isn't my keyboard wiped off? I told you between episodes I want you to wipe off the keyboard. I can't work with a keyboard like this.
I had one of the VAs assigned to do that. So
he's fired. Okay, I don't care. He's fired.
All right. I'll send an email right now.
Okay. All right. We ready? Okay. 1, 2.
Which is the subject line?
Welcome. This is the Brad Johnson Show course, giving you the keys to success. Win more, lose less. And now, Brad Johnson. Welcome to the Brad Johnson Show course video series with me, your host Brad Johnson here, telling you everything you need to know to start winning at life and work and business and the other things that you do during your life. I'm here as myself with Brad, I'm Brad, that's James Kirkland, that's assistant to the host, and we're here teaching you. I'm here mostly teaching, he's just here.
I'm helping.
So today we're getting into the key to success number 2. So remember we talked about in the first lesson there about how success is behind a door. Okay, so you got to get through that door, and the only way to do it is with these keys, and there's 10 of them, and I just gave you one in lesson 1 that you just watched. Hopefully, if you didn't, why are you on lesson 2? You need to go back to lesson 2 and
redo it.
And go back to 1, listen to that, and watch it, and then come to number 2.
Do 1 first.
Yeah, 1 comes first, then 2.
2 is second.
Okay. All right, so you can't unlock the second lock without the first key.
Right, they are interdependent locks. You can't.
So you got to get all the keys in the door at once and then turn them all at the same time. Okay.
So you're gonna need some help.
No, if you really know what you're doing, you can do it all by yourself. I definitely can. So today is key to success number 2, because that followed the first one, and it is learning how to sell anything. Anything. You could sell anything. It's like, I'm such a good salesperson, James. People tell me a lot of times, like, wow, Brad, like you could sell, a glass of water to a drowning man. It's like, yeah, I probably could.
I don't think that would work, really. I feel like their money would be wet from, like they wouldn't be able to pay you for it.
Well, I'd take a credit card.
Like, well, I don't think you want to take a square reader out into the middle of the ocean.
Well, I didn't say it was in the middle of the ocean. People drown anywhere. Okay, it can happen in your bathtub. People drown in bathtubs. Actually, 99% of drownings. This is a statistic. You can look it up. 99% of drownings occur less than a mile from your home. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know that.
All right, so
you can sell to
yes,
anybody, then.
I can totally sell to anybody, anything.
Especially drowning people.
Yeah, yeah, they're actually one of the niches that I have in my list of niches. All right, so today I'm going to teach you the step-by-step process that I use. Now, this is guru stuff. This is mastermind level, Brad Johnson style things. And it's what I use to really just get into the mind of a potential customer and make sure that I'm giving them what they need, but more importantly, I'm giving them what I need them to need so that I can make the money off of selling them something.
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so sales. This is where we get into the whole other metaphor of you open the door to the success, and then on the other side is a ship. Now, first of all, you got to burn the bridges on the way,
right?
And then once you burn the bridges, then you burn the other ships.
But do you cross the bridges before you come to them, or after you burn them?
Once the water has gone under them, then you cross them. So then, once that happens, then you can get in the boat, and then the sails are what actually the wind goes into, or the wind goes into, and push you along to get where you're going. And then, once you're done with that, then you can burn the boat, but make sure to take the sails off, because you don't want to burn your sails, ever.
Never do that.
Yeah. Okay, so
USS entrepreneurship.
Let's get into this. This is a 10-step sales process that winners like me use. And if you see anybody out there, any entrepreneur who is #winnerly, they are going to be using a similar sales process to this right here, what I'm going to teach you immediately now.
But this one is completely different because it's better.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of it, you'll see these copycats, people trying to be like me. And that's I think we've proved over and over that's not going to work. People just give up, okay? But you can try, okay? So that's what this is all about, is helping you try to be more like me, even though it's like we talked about in the first episode, like you're going to fail, okay? That there is that.
But that's okay. That's at first.
Yeah, it's not okay, but it is a fact of life. So it's horrible and it's wrong and it's awful and it's very #loserly. But you got to start somewhere. So let us go ahead here. It's a bit of a airplane noise there. I think they were just taking my private jet up for a little test run, making sure everything's working right.
Yeah, that's the prop plane. That's also a private jet of sorts.
All right, so let's get into these 10 steps here to sell anything. So first step, James.
First step is make it about you.
Okay. All right. So obviously that's the first step, is because why are you selling things? Why do people sell things?
You sell things because you're the one that's using it, and that automatically makes it something everyone should have.
Exactly. So somebody like me who has a closet full of Rolexes, I can sell Rolexes because I own them. And I use them, and I know what they're good for, and I know what they're not good for, like a self-defense weapon. However, so you want to make it about you at first. When you're starting the sales thing, you got to know, what am I trying to get out of this? What do I need out of this? All that sort of thing.
And how can you use your experiences with whatever you're selling to manipulate or to convince the person that they need to buy whatever it is that you're selling?
Yeah. So that is the first step there. You got to make it about you. Excuse me. All right. So then number 2, this one's very important. You got to go.
Number 2, do your research before reaching out to the person.
All right. So if you have a prospect, somebody who's going to be buying your product, and don't say they could buy your project, you say they are going to buy it. It's that positive thinking. It's that mindset.
Positive mindset.
Okay. Totally. And that will flow through your emails and your phone calls and your text messages,
they'll pick up
Snapchat messages, your Facebook stories, and your Instagram
I don't know
stories.
Snapchat's a good sales platform.
Well, it is if you know how to use it. If you could sell water to a drowning man, I could sell it to him on Snapchat. Like I could. It would be a little bit more difficult because his phone would probably be kind of on the fritz in the water, stuff like that. Yeah. But you got to do your research first of all. So with a drowning man, you don't really need to do the research because he's already in the water,
sputtering, what's going on.
Probably yelling for help. Yeah, you kind of got the idea. But not all the time is that the case, in which case you need to do some research.
Right. And you don't want to reach out to him to save him until you've closed the deal. So I think that's another part, is you don't want to reach out and make that connection of saving their life by selling this product to them until you're ready.
So solving the problem, that's what it comes down to. So you want to do the research and make sure that they realize the problem. If they don't, then you need to make them realize the problem. And that's where pain points come in. So there's one that's kind of like right here, that if you squeeze really hard, it causes a lot of pain. There's also one right here.
Yeah, that's another one.
So the pain points are very important. You gotta know where they are, how to push them, and then once they feel the pain, crank it up. Okay, that's what I always say. Crank it up.
Crank the pain.
That's one of the Brad Johnson mantras to live by. Is just you agitate, you make it more so than it is already, and then it can be more, and they will feel it.
More pain, more sales.
Yeah, and more gain for you. Okay, so yeah, do your research. Make sure that they know the problem, and we'll get into that a little bit more in a second. But first of all, number 3. Oh my goodness, man. I was listening back to that. I'm just like, wow, am I really that smart? And the answer is yes, I am. And I knew the answer because I am smart. I knew the answer to that question because I'm smart. Anyway, that was one of the episodes from the course that you can get for just a small little donation. Think of it as a donation to keep the winningness alive. And not, my winningness would definitely stay alive regardless. But if you do, then you can get more winning and winnerliness on your podcast player of choice by us going back to 2 episodes a week, which is what I want to do, planning to do. But, it's up to you, people. It is up to you. So this is me, Brad Johnson, asking you from the bottom of my heart, and also from the top, like basically any angle of my heart, I'm asking you, please, support the show. If you enjoy it, if you want to keep it going, if you feel like I'm providing you massive freaking value, which I am, totally, all the time. So make that happen, people. And in the meantime, hope you enjoyed this little sample. Remember, there's so much more, over 4 hours of content that you can enjoy. And yeah, it is well worth it. So thanks for listening today, guys. Remember to share the podcast. If you can't buy the course, I understand some people don't have money at all, and if that is you, that sucks. But that means you really need the course even more. So get in touch with me, and I might be able to work out some kind of charity situation for you. But if you can't buy the course and support the show that way, then I just want you to share it, tell people about the Brad Johnson Show, and spread the word and spread the awesomeness. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time. Ciao.
You've just listened to an episode of Awesomeness. Now, go out and spread the awesomeness and help others fix the mess that is their life and help them stop being a loser and start winning in business, health, and their personal life by getting them to listen to The Brad Johnson Show. Book your face, tweet your tweets, and Insta your grams at Brad Johnson Show. The Brad Johnson Show. Winners only.